have the political will to implement that report. If he has started that implementation, maybe we will not be where we are today. Many a time when government are throwing up a committee, it's for political massaging. You massage individual, you take people on board, they make a recommendation, you look at the one that will butter your pocket and the one that will not butter your pocket, you throw it away. Even if you look at the 2014 confab report, every policy that government need to make at federal, state, and local government level is clear. What law needs to be amended is clear. Who is meant to take that task is clear. And then the issue of timing was also clear. So if the government is serious, let them pick that 2014. But luckily, a good number of those people in that conference are in this government. Let them pick it and use it. You will see that it will save us a lot of trouble.
Comrade Steve Aluko, so, I'm sorry to hold your thoughts. We're due for our first break in a few seconds. And when I come back on the turn of 5 o'clock, I will bring you back on the show so that we'll wrap up your thoughts and then we'll pick your calls. Please just stay on the line for us. Okay, thank you very much. Well, you're live on Mainland FM, and I've been speaking with Comrade Steve Aluko. He's the executive director of the civil liberty organizations in Nigeria. And we're looking at the issues of accountability and the burden of such from the NNPC Limited. I will be back after deadline news and also some bills. Stick with us.
Headline News on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Good evening. Headline News on Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Omobola Sandra. Police declare British national Andrew Wine wanted over attempt to overthrow Tinubu. Middle Belt youth urged Tinubu to order EFCC probe into Ajaokuta steel corruption. Dangote Refinery set to begin petrol rollout amid crude supply disputes. On a foreign scene, Myanmar's military junta plans census in preparation for 2025 election. In sports, Super Eagles star Victor Osimhen linked with shock move to Turkey after failed Chelsea transfer. That's the headline news on Mainland FM. Details at 5:30.
Rock the time, rock the groove. It's music extravaganza, where the beat gets hotter. Mainland 98.3.
Baby, let's go!
The sound of Lagos.
Don't you hate it when you're waiting for a song and an ad pops up? Well, we've got you with Flexa Bundle from MTN. You can listen to over 100 million songs ad-free on Apple Music. Yeah, you heard right. Just dial *305*8# and enjoy a whole 1 month of Apple Music and 1 gigabyte of data for just 1,750 naira airtime. Remember, *305*8# to enjoy Flexa Bundle from MTN. And guess what? Flexa Bundle works on both iOS and Android. So, whether you are rocking an iPhone or an Android phone, you are good to go. MTN, what are you doing today?
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with no seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
Looking for ways to save your data? It starts with your apps. Deleting unused apps helps, But there is more. Most apps have data saver modes. Activate them to control data usage. You can also go to settings to turn off auto updates. Lastly, close unused apps to save data when you ain't using your apps. These changes can make a big difference. For more information, visit your mobile operator's website or consumer.ncc.gov.ng for more helpful tips. Stay connected and enjoy smarter data usage. This message is brought to you by the Association of Telecom Operators and Nigerian Communications Commission.
Don't you hate it when you're waiting for a song and an ad pops up? Well, we've got you with Flexa Bundle from MTN. You can listen to over 100 million songs ad-free on Apple Music. Yeah, you heard right. Just dial *305*8# and enjoy a whole 1 month of Apple Music and 1 gigabyte of data for just 1,750 naira airtime. Remember, *305*8# to enjoy Flexa Bundle from MTN. And guess what? Flexa Bundle works on both iOS and Android. So, whether you are rocking an iPhone or an Android phone, you are good to go. MTN, what are you doing today?
To cook correct food, they always give me joy. That's why anytime when they cook like this, I dey always season them with no cubes. Come add correct vegetables inside. Ugu, tatashe, shombo, onions. No one wey I know they put. Now he make my pikin them, they always enjoy my cooking.
Daddy, I never will. I want more.
You see? Sama all your food with correct vegetables. Come season them with no cubes for that ogbonge delicious taste. Today, chop better.
Guys, you need to check your NIN status. I cannot say this enough because the next batch of borrowing will start again soon. I know some of us have submitted our NIN multiple times, but your NIN has not been linked to your lines either because your picture on MTN portal might be different from the one on NIMC portal, or you got married and changed your name, or another person registered your line for you when you bought it, or you mistakenly used a wrong date of birth, and many other reasons. But don't worry, MTN has made it easier to link your NIN in just 2 minutes from the comfort of your home, office, or while you're on the move. No need to visit MTN office and join the queue. If you use a smartphone, you can visit nin.mtn.ng or dial *996*4# on your MTN line. Just follow the instructions and you're done in under 2 minutes. Remember, borrowing will start again very soon. Link your NIN to avoid stories that touch. MTN. What are we doing today?
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not. If there were,
in our quest to bring to the table issue-based conversation around nationhood and development, we have made 4 to 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday the perfect time to welcome you into the Situation Room as we continue to build the narrative about public service and accountability.
Mr. President, this Senate needs to know. Mr. President, this Senate needs to lend its voice to the plight of these people. Mr. President, there is nowhere I can say it except here. This is why I'm elected. If I cannot say these things on this floor, sir, I better resign and leave.
As elections give the citizens the chance to make their political decisions, constant demand for quality leadership from those they voted into office.
Look at us now, there is nothing, we are starving. Tinubu should please do something.
It's also important to having a Nigeria of everyone's dream. Join 괶 Akinyode as it takes to task seasoned analysts, opinion makers, business professionals, and politicians on issues around politics, policies, governance, and leadership every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on your super dial. Mainland 98.3 FM will welcome you roommates as we discuss the situations.
Thank you very much. Welcome back. By 5:30, the full bulletin would come up, and by 6 o'clock, I'll come back with my sport guys to take you through the world of sport. But let's get back into the situation room. Comr Steve Aluko is still with us. He's been with us since 4 o'clock when we started this conversation. I would focus on the NNPC Limited and the burden of accountability. I mean, you look at some of the issues that are happening at the moment. The Port Harcourt Refinery now to resume PMS production in September. We've heard this for almost 6 months, 6 times now. The data has been changed. Comr Steve Aluko, before we start picking the calls, first off, thank you so much for being with us and being patient with us while we were on that very short break.
It is well.
Thank you very much. So, let me ask you because the lines are buzzing right now, and we have to start picking calls. But let's talk about these conversation around reducing the cost of governance. You look at how we manage public perception about governance and public office in this country. Someone gets into office, and within a year or two, you will see how much wealth they've been able to get for themselves at the detriment of the people that voted them into that office. Their lifestyle would change, that of their children would change, everything would change. Even where they stay, they will move out of that place. And then you look at a sitting governor, for instance. You look at the list of cars in their convoy. You look at some of these appointees, a minister, state minister, for instance. You look at what is costing Nigerians to manage these people. You were talking about how difficult it could be under this government to implement the Iİrsᴛ report. So how do we hold them accountable for us to make sure that they implement this? Because one of the things that the report is bringing up is how they will need to, collapse on ministries, departments, and agencies so that would reduce how much we spend in managing these people every single year. What should Nigerians do to make sure that the best of us is actually ruling the best of us and not the other way around? Comr Steve Aluko. In a few minutes, then we can pick our calls.
The best is to set a people agenda, and part of it is at the presidential level, who can help the refinery to function. There's no shortcut for functional refinery. Who can also help to reduce inflation? Who can help secure Nigeria, both food security and otherwise? Who is that person that can stop bad governance, even if it's not 100%? And it's simple logic. Look at the antecedents. What have they been able to achieve? What have they been able to do? Can they be trusted with power? If yes, let them be. Vote for them. Whatever party they belong, go for them and support them and make sure they win. Vote people that you can hold accountable and not people that you cannot hold accountable. And then on the part of the public, don't vote for people on the basis of cash and carry. Don't sell your generation. Don't sell your future. Whatever they give you cannot be more than 10,000 in any election. And multiply it by the number of days times 8 years. You end up selling yourself for minus a kobo. So it's very important that we defend our vote. It's very important that we vote rightly. It's very important that we have what I call democratic justice. That where our vote will count, we must be able to do that. And then when they get to office, even if they are our brother, they are our sister, now they are in government, let's hold them accountable on that. And whatever agenda we are setting, let it not be because I want to marry, you must sponsor my marriage. Let it be the common good that we promote the welfare of the majority of this country. And I can tell you, it's possible in Nigeria. It's because we trade away the best candidate from president to councillor. And we bring up people that don't deserve to be in office. Even you also move to public appointee. Make sure that the people that have been appointed at whatever level are people that deserve it, are people that merited it, not people that we go there be patronizing either the governor or the local government. If we are able to do this, it will go a long way to help. And we must tell ourselves in this country, nobody is born to rule. Every Nigeria is born to rule. Let's not look at it as some people's power.
Is the right of some people.
Get involved. Exactly, we must get involved. Pick interest in governance. We create alternative platform. Promote credible candidates. That's the only way out. So that at the end you are able to get the right thing, not just for now, but for the future generation.
Thank you very much, Comrade Steve Aluko. Thank you once again. I will keep you on standby so that you can hear some of the contributions. And if there are questions the people would ask, you would also have to respond to them. 0913-600-0410. Comrade Steve Aluko has been my guest from 4 o'clock today. And we're looking at the oil refinery conundrum. How many years do we need to have a functional refinery in this country? Are we truly still paying subsidy? And how much more do Nigerians need to sacrifice to have a state or a country that is working? We'll also look at the burden of accountability within the NNPC Limited. And so I'm inviting you to join the conversation. 1 minute, your name, your call, and let's have you join us. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Your name and where you calling from?
This is Michael from Abaronje.
Okay, Mr. Michael from Abaronje. Okay.
You see, your guest, in his last statement, he mentioned about voting. You see, I can record that 90% of Nigerians did not vote for this government in last election. People that we should hold responsible at the cost of our suffering and our problem in Nigeria today is INEC. And until we find a way to deal with INEC, Nigeria will not get better. Because in 2027, let's not expect something different. The same thing will happen. Even in 2031, if possible, the same thing will still happen. Until we hold INEC responsible for the suffering and pain and nothing is going to change. Thank you.
Thank you very much. INEC is got to be responsible for some of the challenges that we are facing. Okay, that is the position of my guest. 0913-600-0410. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome, Mr. Kangbelina.
Yes, Kangbelina from Africa.
You're welcome.
Yes, your guest has spoken well, and he has advised us to vote for somebody that will be accountable. Just like the last caller said, somebody that is accountable will come out and we'll all vote for him. INEC will talk another thing. We will vote A, INEC will declare B, and that's the end. INEC itself is not even accountable. INEC is not accountable to anybody. So anytime anybody like they declare, and the person will come and punish us, and we'll continue suffering. So where is the accountability there? My brother, we can speak all the grammar. We'll continue here as far as INEC doesn't want to give us the person that we voted for. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kangbelina, for joining for lending your thoughts on the topic today. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, Prof.
Okay, good to have you, Mr. Gege Joshua.
Why are you not on YouTube now? YouTube Live.
We were. I think something just happened to the network now. I was monitoring on YouTube just a couple of minutes ago. We'll come back right away.
You know, I used to listen to you through Bluetooth and YouTube.
Okay, you can also follow us on Facebook actually.
I don't like Facebook.
Okay, go on. Let's have your thoughts. Hello. Oh, okay. I guess you just called to find out one or two things. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
You're welcome.
Yeah, very good to your guest. Always say the truth, say the way it is. My name is Mr. Jim from Agbade Junction. Quickly, just like other previous callers said, the means of selecting who among the Imahemas of affairs of Nigeria is one of the major problems we are, having here. If we cannot be able to decide that this is who is going to be handling the affairs of Nigeria and the stance by which decision we make, then believe me, all the other things, nothing will keep up. That is what we are seeing today. So INEC is the major problem. If the electoral law cannot be, be traced wherever the school is this and rectified, believe me, we keep going around the same circle. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I really don't want us to keep going around the same circle. I really hope that we can get this country working. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. This is Michael from Sū̀gbùlérè.
Okay, Mr. Michael, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, interesting conversation so far.
Thank you.
I don't want to go to the route of the previous caller. So you ask a question. Do we still have subsidy? The answer is yes. Why do I say so? When the president came out, that subsidy is gone. Because oil price generally is driven by two major parameters: the global market price and exchange rate. At that time, exchange rate was 150, and oil at that time was $33 per barrel. So currently it's around 89 or so, and exchange rate is around 160. So definitely the variables are no longer the same. And also, you mentioned something about why can't we use trackers and the like to curb people that are diverting our oil and so on like that. But the issue is that even currently, I can tell you that they are tracking those tankers. But the problem is that our people, they still look for other ways to circumvent the process. What they just do is that they will drive the tanker to their filling station. Once they get there, they move that particular fuel to another tanker. So they drive that one out.
So they drop the one that is being tracked and they move with the one that does not have trackers.
Exactly. So the problem of Nigeria is very, very deeper than that. And for me, privatization is the best. If, for instance, in 2008, when those refineries were sold to Dangote, if that was allowed to work at that time, maybe we will not find ourselves in this place. So that's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 09136000410. Let me pick more calls. Then we'll go on Facebook and read your messages. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello. Okay. The lines are really jamming. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
You're welcome. Your name and where you calling from?
Okay. My name is Tᴜɪᴜᴜ. Let me greet condolences Aluko. What is it? Okay, let me first and foremost laugh in Swahili. You see this country, to be very, very honest with you. Are you hearing me?
I'm with you.
It takes only God to help us because we don't know who to run to again. Now, let me use the National Assembly as part of my district. At this last election, some labor won't sit in Assembly.
Ooh, okay. You can call back if you're lucky. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good to have you on the show. Your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, I'm with you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
John from Ogba.
Mr. John from Ogba.
It is the problem of Nigeria is not about the INEC like people used to say. It is about the laws, the constitution that about the electoral process of election that allows money to be highly monetized. Are you with me?
I'm with you, Mr.
Therefore,
John.
preventing credible people from coming up with the fact that the institutions are not functioning properly. For instance, even if you probe all the public officials, for instance, you want to hold them accountable, which court will judge them? Which court? Which judiciary? Which of them? We have cases that are corrupt officials that are still pending for years. So the issue, the way like you asked is the fact that I'm talking about referendum, or let us go regional, where we will be so close to each other. We don't have to go to Abuja to deposit anything or ask for anything from Abuja, from the center. It is too far to the people, honestly. But first, you have to embrace referendum. Let us come talk how we want to stay together, spell out the terms and conditions, and then we will recalibrate. That is just my opinion.
Thank you very much. I will need to suspend the calls for now. Okay. I think I can still squeeze in this one. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Lakunle. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, quite funny that people still continue to blame INEC for losing election. When the records are there that this is probably the best elections you've ever found that real votes are counted.
But I can understand their pain and all of that. As you said, they should wait till 2027 to contest. The courts have confirmed it. The records they have confirmed it. So if people do not agree, maybe they need to go to God and report. Now, let me quickly talk about the oil challenges. It's quite painful to find a company like NNPC with over 280 billion worth of assets, with a revenue of about 26 billion and an expenditure of about 24 billion, just making a paltry sum of profit of 2 million, thereby owing 6.5 billion to importers. I mean, those records and those balance sheets, they speak well. I think with what is happening presently, it is clear the trajectory is that we would have to pay more for fuel to be able to get it. Very unfortunate, but that's how the truth of the matter is. We need to come to a believe and understand that this issue of exchange rate has a lot of effect on the fuel. And the quicker we find a way to deal with it,
the better.
And probably bring it down to somewhere that is workable, the better for us. God bless Nigeria, and thank you.
And God bless you too. Comrade Steve Aluko, are you still with us?
Absolutely.
Okay. I will also need to read a couple of messages now, and then I would allow you to respond. Prince Taiwo Olawi on Facebook is talking to us, and he says, this set of rulers cannot be held accountable. They are full of propaganda, and the judiciary is also in their pockets. Abdul Rafiu Alaba says, don't allow some people use your... Okay. Thank you very much. I got your message. Chooks Ine says, your guest has spoken well, just like the last caller said. It is not enough to tell Nigerians to vote for a good person with a leadership quality. Nigerians voted for their choice, but INEC and a host of other people did otherwise. And against our wish, we would resist any form of nonsense come 2027. We can't continue like this for another 4 years after this one, okay? Larry Olakomi on Facebook says, from my point of view, there is slight difference among the major contenders in the 2023 election. Those of the opinion that Mr. Peter Obi is the Messiah, they will be disappointed if Mr. Peter Obi have won the election. What are the offenses of the INEC? Is it because preferred candidates of some people didn't win the election and now it makes INEC the major setback to the last election? Those are questions being asked. Okay, let me also read some messages here. This one says, it's unfortunate and a great pity that the president is only dancing to the gallery. If not, how is the government finding it difficult to put a stop to corrupt activities going on within a few cabal of the petroleum industry? On what basis would NNPC be taking Nigerians for a ride? The company who already declared trillions of naira as profit, only to come up after denial that they are not owing, to now admit that they have an outstanding of $6 billion to debt to settle. Interesting. Ryan from Agege says, my question is this: did the Minister of Education's children's... Okay, no, this is not for today. Says, I doubt if this country will be better again. It sure will. It certainly will. Because the way our leaders are buying the INEC and the judiciary is something else. Those are mere allegations. You can't prove them. Akpakwan says, remember that OPEC said EU and their refineries produce mainly for African market as a whole. They know that if Nigerian refineries and that of Dangote start working, the EU refineries will close down, leading to huge loss and unemployment. Please, do you think Nigeria and other African countries confront the foreign powers to make their refineries work? That's a question I can't answer. Comrade Steve Aluko will press for time. Let me give you 2 minutes to close up this conversation. How much more do you think Nigerians can endure to tighten our belts and hope for a better tomorrow? In 2 minutes, we'll press for time.
A better tomorrow starts from now. Because if you are going to go into eternal life after your death, your decision now, your salvation now matters. So it starts now, not tomorrow. On the electoral justice and INEC, what do we need to do? It's been done in other countries. It's been done in some states in Nigeria. Political education and prepare ourselves to secure the mandate beyond what INEC can manipulate and anybody. Political education is key. And oil prices that people have said because of international market and foreign exchange. If we are refining in Nigeria, those factors will not be there. It will be naira to naira. And then you come to the issue of the tracker and people. The main duty of government is to enforce law and order. Even the scripture is clear that the duty of government is to punish evil and not to punish the ones that are innocent. Why not track those petrol stations where they are offloaded to another one? Are they invisible petrol stations? Can the PPA go there if there's no fuel and you are able to write your report, and when they come, you shut them down? If you use one or two as a scapegoat, Nigerians will not want to lose the money, humongous money they are making. They will sit tight. And then on the person that says PPP is the answer, that is public-private partnership, ask yourself, how do they do this in other countries that succeed? Is it the way we are doing it? No. Our own is bastardized. You take public institution and give it to an individual. In other countries, if you want to go into that industry, you build your own. You don't carry people's airport and give somebody. You don't carry people's plate and give somebody. So what we need to do, if we must go PPP, we must go it thorough. There should be competition between the public and the private. And if you are coming in as private, there are basic conditions that must be met, because the welfare of the people must be the primary basis of all policies. Somebody said regional architecture. Let me tell you, if you don't change this set of leadership, turn it to local government, they will still corrupt it. And that's why it's not just region, but getting the right people.
I'm afraid I will have to let you go now. And I sincerely appreciate your time on the show today. We would certainly keep in touch with you. We're grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, that was Comr Aluko, the Executive Director of the CLOs, the Civil Liberty Organizations, joined us on the show today. God willing, God's praying our life. The show returns tomorrow by 4 o'clock. Once again, happy new month. 5:30, the full bulletin will come through, and by 6 o'clock, I would come back for Sports Cruise. You're live on Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is 𝐴 a big shout out to everyone that made this production a possibility. We've won again. We'll continue to keep you informed and entertained. Thank you so much, Bellamy, for also being there with us in the studio. Stick around for the full bulletin by 5:30.